Hello everyone, thank you for joining us again on this episode of Between You and Me. My name is Tolulokpe Ibitola and I'm excited to welcome you to this episode of Between You and Me. The previous one was very engaging and I'm sure that a whole lot of us got something to hold on to on that last episode. Simi attended with a very instructive statement. She says that whatever thing you are doing, it is not just about the end, the means also matter. So thank you again for joining us on this episode of Between You and Me. My name remains Tolulokpe Ibitola. I've not changed my name. And I'm happy to be here again. My name is Tolulokpe Ibitola, and today we'll be talking about friendship. We'll be talking about the friendship, frenemies, friends of foes. We'll be talking about the lessons. We're talking about sometimes as much as we trust people, there are also days that they will show their human side. We are all humans, and then there might be times there will be hurt, there will be disappointment, there will be pain, and so we're going to also explore the thin line between trust and betrayal, friendship and frenemies. You see, some people will be so close to you, and then you would think that they are your friends, but if you look deeply, you would understand that there's more to this. It's not just these people or this person is not your friend. There's something they are looking for. There's something they are trying to get within you. You know that some people that they don't just give friendship. Friendship it's not their calling. So people will say. So it's not like they don't like people on a platter, like because we are humans we have to like. They like people because there's something they want to gain from that person. There's something they are requesting or they think that they would gain from that person, from that relationship. Yes, every relationship has to be symbiotic. You don't have to be parasitic, like always getting and getting and getting. But there are some people that their aim is not just because they want to be friends with you, not just because you are, for them you are worthy of their friendship, but because there's something they want to get in particular from you, and that's why they're making friends with you. So those kind of people, are they also to be called friends? Are they worthy of that title of friendship? So those are some of the things we're going to be looking at today. The topic we'll be talking about today is friendship, trust and betrayal in relationship. When we say friends or friendship, we all have an idea of what we are looking for or we are looking out for in friendship. For some people, it's just the the companionship. I have someone I call friends. I call a friend. For some people, it's just the party thing. Let's go out. For some people, it's someone who has my back. Someone who has my back. And everyone has an idea of what they want from friendship. Support, care, happiness. But there's other one that we don't really pay attention to, which was the one I was talking about. The one that people will be so close to us, like, your vein and your nerves. They are as close to you as your vein and your nerves. And then there's something they are looking out for in you. There's something that they want to gain. Not just because of the care, not just because of the happiness, not just because of the idea of having each other's back, but scratch my back. Yeah, so friendship is scratch my back, I scratch your back to an extent. But how about you? How about in case where the other person, not because they don't want to do, but at that moment they are not able, they do not have the capacity to do that? Would we say because of that they are not our friend as well? What do you think about that? So let me pose a question to you while we go into the conversation of today. Have you ever been betrayed by someone you called a friend or someone you trust? Yes, for me, I think I have some personal experiences, but it's not like, maybe God has so much blessed me that I have good people around me. Probably because of my my own nature as well. So, not everyone. So the few people around me, I think they are good. But as much as you think you have good people around you, there are times also that things happen, events happen in life. You meet some circumstances, and then the human nature creeps in. The fact that we are human, we cannot take that away. There are times that we meet some situation, and then you want to think back again, like, this person, am I really safe beside them? Am I really safe by being in their circle? So there are situations like that as well. Talking about my own experiences, I've not really been caught deeply, like some people would say, caught deeply, but like I mentioned, even a scratch can make a lot of difference in relationship, in whatever it is. For something to be so plain white is different from when there's a tiny scratch on it, to that extent. So there's no little betrayal, there's no huge betrayal. Betrayal is betrayal. Dishonesty is dishonesty. What's it called? What's that word for? What's the opposite of trust? Is it betrayal, right? So there's no little, and I just did little, and she took it so much. You don't know what that person that you're dealing with at that point, you don't know what they're going through, and that little that you think you've done could have gone so much, could have made so much difference in what they're dealing with at that particular time. So yes, so it's okay to take responsibilities when we hurt people. It's okay to admit. Stop saying that, and it was little, and I didn't know that, I didn't intend to. Yes, you didn't intend to, but when the person says, this thing that you've done to me hurts me so much, or hurts me, even if it's not so much, take responsibility and apologize for it. Do not wait till because it's a big deep, it's a deep cut. Do not wait till the whole world hears about it. Do not wait till it becomes a huge problem. You say a stitch in time saves 9, like would always say. So apologize and save the situation. So like I was saying, back to my own personal story, I've not really had a situation like that I've been really betrayed, but a little here and there things would be like, I think there was a time I had while growing up, I had I was in a circle of people, and I realized that there was this personal person that would come to me and say, be careful of what that person is telling you. Be careful of how you're working with that person. Be careful of what you are telling that person. Be careful of what you are doing with that person. And then you'll be like, this person cares so much about me. This person is watching my back. This person doesn't want me to be hurt. And then you realize this person is telling you, be careful of this person, A, B, C, C, D, and D. The next thing, maybe 2 days after, the same people that this person warned you to be careful about, you see them all over the people, and they're like, what can I do for you? How can I help you? This and you see them like being so lively in that particular circle that they are warning you against. And then you wonder, like, was it not this person that came to tell me 2 days ago to be careful of A, B, C, D, and E? Why is this person so free? And why is this person so relaxed, having their good time with these same people that they have warned me about? And then I look at it like, this person is someone to be very careful about. This person is not someone to rely on. When they tell you that it is A, you had better be careful. You need to watch and be sure that it is A. And then another thing I want to talk about is when we talk about friendship and betrayal, does it have to be in a situation where both of you understand that you're in friendship? Let me see a way that I can put it. Like, okay, I am Tolu. I have a friend that is BC, and then calling the person a friend. It's not like we are 5 and 6, like we would say we'll go out, we'll do this, we do all things together. But I have the idea that, okay, this person, I know this person, and this person knows me. And this person that I say I know, they know me, they know my family, they know a few people around me, same as I with them. But it's not like we are closed a close entity like that. And then I found out that this person that I thought we knew each other is out and about telling people different things about me which are not true, or even if they are true, but because the person has an idea of what is happening and then go away to spread things about me. Would I also call that betrayal? For the fact that the person isn't, we are, myself and that person, we are not really an entity like that, and then, but the person knows me and I know the person, and the person goes about talking, doing, saying things, whether true or not, about me. Does that count as betrayal as well? I would like you to answer that. Please, let's put that in the comment section. What I mean is that, are all offenses of same weight? Depending on who the offense was made towards. So let's put it this way: you cut me slightly like this, and you cut another person with a huge, you stabbed another person deeply. One would say that they are not the same. Would say that's just a slight cut now. Why are you bothered? And the other person say, oh, that's so deep. Would the person survive? But do you know if the person that you thought had a slight cut, do you know if they have the capacity to bear that slight cut? So that's where we would now think about it. Like, okay, do you know if they are in good health? Do you know if they are in good shape? Do you know if they had been warned never to have anything to do with any kind of cut? Do you know if they had been warned never to expose themselves to such experience? But people looking from outside to say that it's just a slight cut. It will just in a matter of days. And then the other person who was stabbed deeply, one would think that, this person, no, I hope he will survive it. This person, no. But do you know, anyway, nobody was designed for pain or things like that. But the capacity of that person, do you know if the person is able to withhold that kind of pain and pressure and then comes out of it? Yes, there will be a scar, but the person might be able to survive it. So to answer that question, I don't know if I'm answering the question, but that's the way I see it, that whether it's deep or slight, betrayal is betrayal. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how it comes. It doesn't matter from whom it's coming from. It is betrayal. As long as it is not something, it is, whether, you know, as long as you cannot say this is trust, I trust this person. Betrayal is betrayal. There's no other name for it. So what are the red flags to look for in a relationship? Whether friendship, whether platonic, all kinds of relationship. What are the red flags to look for in it? And do you know that that's why human being is very complex. So we are very complex, kind of, what's the name? We are just so complex. Because for some people, you say red flags, do you know that red flags is not fixed? That's the complexity of human beings. Red flags are never fixed. For you, you would say it's a red flag. For some people, it's not. They'll just be like, oh, is it that small thing? I beg, let it pass. And then they move on. And then for some other people, if it's getting to that, please count me out. So that's the complexity of humans. And then you wonder, like, so how do we define red flags in relationship? What exactly are red flags? Or are there fixed things that you really think that people should look out for in relationship, in friendships? Please, I would like to hear your comments. I would like to hear your opinions about that too. Are there fixed red flags in friendship? Are there fixed red flags in relationship? Like people would say, thief is thief, whether in Nigeria, whether in Canada, wherever you are. Once you are stolen, you are stolen, right? But yeah, let's not go to the moral aspect of it now, but let's just the criminal aspect of it. So in friendship as well, are there red flags that one needs to look out for? For someone like me, I would say that someone who is very, you have to be selective, you have to build your boundaries, yes, but Someone who looks down on people, I think that's a red flag for me. Someone who talks gossip about people. Be sure that you are in their midst. They are talking about A, B, C, D, E. As soon as you step out of that gathering, the next person, the next topic would be you. It's not like we don't talk. It's not like we don't have conversations. But when it's now always the center of our conversations, then there's something wrong with that. That's my own perspective. Of course, I have friends. I have sisters. My sisters are like, we'll talk, we'll gist, of course. But when it's not always like, that's the only thing you always want to do. Not even, and the funny thing is that when you're talking about the person, you're not talking about the good things that the person is doing. You not see the good things that the person is achieving. It's only the negative part of that person that you are portraying to people, so that other people will see the person in a bad light. That's a red flag. And I remember there was a time that I met someone and we're talking. So what do you do? And I was like, okay, this is what I do. And after a while, I realized that the person we're not really talking. The person wasn't that interested. Guess what? A few months later, things changed. I got something new, and then we met again. How are you doing? This and that. We exchanged pleasantries again. When I got home, guess who sent me a message? The same person sent me a message for a hangout. And I was like, was it not the same person? Anyway, for me also, again, I leave room for people. I give gap to, that human nature. And then I thought about it, that why is this person giving me an invite for a hangout now? Someone had tried to connect with months ago, but they were always busy, this and that, and then they had the one inviting me this time around. I thought about it, and then on the other hand, I said, okay, humans will always be, maybe that time they had some issues, they were not fully on ground and things like that, but I just had to let it go. But for people, anyway, that was a one-time thing. But if I realized that it's something that was consistent with that person, of course I know that this person cannot be my friend, because this person is about it's us versus you. There are people like that as well. I also think that as there are red flags, there are also green flags. There are things that you would look out for. Someone who will tell you that I've got your back. They may not be able to say it, but if you look at their antecedents, you look at what they are doing, some people are not talkers, they are doers. Look at what they are doing, even if they are not saying it, and look at their actions. Actions, they say, speak louder than voice. Look at what they are doing. If you think that, okay, this is the kind of person, this person who would not, they may not say it, but you know that this person got my back. This person always looking out for me. This person is not jealous of me. There are some people that they are jealous of you. Not because you have more than them. Not because they are just naturally jealous people. They don't want you to be on the same level with them. There are people like that as well. And then those ones, are they supposed to be called friends as well? Those are the kind of red flags. Some people are the type that whatever they say that is good for you is the same thing that they want to have. I was watching a movie the other day, and then there's this guy, like, just from shirt, he saw his friend. This friend does not have as much as he has, and then the friend, on the first day, the first day of his life, that is wearing something cute, very beautiful, and then his friend saw it and said, this your shirt is fine, yo, this and that. And then the next thing, I'd like to have this shirt today. Excuse me, the first day of my life that I'm wearing something good, you say you want to have it, but being a friend, he thought the person was his friend, he gave him the shirt. Guess what? The same friend, it starts from little things that we just do not pay attention to. The same friend eventually got his wife when they grew up later. So sometimes you feel like it's just that tiny thing. Of course, we'd let it go. But from those tiny things, they say that these are little foxes that destroy the vine. From those little things, that's where it starts from. And then It messes up the whole situation. So we look out for those red flags. We look out for those things that would turn out big if we don't pay attention to them. It's like jealousy. It's like some friends, they would never tell you something is good about you. Even everywhere, everyone is saying, this thing is good. You did it. You were successful on it. And they would just say, oh, well, they just let it go. Like, and then you'll be wondering, like, is this person not happy for me? When you start having that feeling, friendship is not like when you are not sure where you are. You are having a feeling whether the person cares for you or not. The person shares in your joy or not. It's something you are certain about. If you're not certain about it, you know that this person is not your friend. If I cannot say that, when this person hears that I pulled this thing through, they'll definitely be happy. They will definitely, this is what they will say. If I cannot say that, is that person my friend? I don't think so. And there are also some people that it's only when things are happy or things are good for you that they show up. When things are not good, you won't see them. Those kind of people, I don't know. Maybe you want to share your experience, or you want to, what you think about it. Some people, it's when things are not too good for you. They're the first people. When things are good for you, they would never show up. You would never hear anything from them. But once they hear that, oh, it seems like some things are wrong with you, it seems that you are facing a challenge, they are the first people that will spring up to even help you. They would not just spring up to say, we here. They will render help. But they will never show up when things are good. So how do we manage that? Are they also friends, or they are just there to hear about bad things about you? The other people who would only show up when things are good and will never show up when things are bad, are they just for the good times? So how do we draw this line between situations like this? Or is it just those people's nature that they don't appear where things are bad? Or is it just the other people are just so emotional that they can't hear that things are bad with you and not pay attention? And then there are the set of people that when they hear, in good times and in bad times, they are there for you. I think those are the real friends. In good time, whether it is raining, whether it is sunny, you know that this person got my back. It's not only when it's raining and this person will give me, I can call on this person to give me an umbrella. It's not only when it's sunny that I can call on this person to give me an umbrella. It's when either it's raining or it's sunny, I know that this person will sure be there to give me shelter. I think for me, those ones are friends. So I probably, there might be excuses for the other kind of friendship, like just the good times, just the bad times. Yes, there might be excuses. People have excuses. And one thing I've also learned in life is that you can't force people to do what they don't want to do for you. You can't force people to be on the same lane with you. You can't force people to be your friends. You can't. As much, you see, you can love people, love them, give them everything. But if it's not their calling to love you, if they do not want to love you, there's no amount of love, there's no amount of sacrifice, there's no amount of compromise that you give that would be enough to draw them to you. It's either is there or it's not there. So that's one thing I've also learned. So and I also believe that life is in season. There are some people that would be there for you. I remember there are times like sometimes when we were growing up, I had some like some background challenges growing up, and I know that there were some people that were really there when we were growing up. And then these people, after a while, when things start, looking good and everything, they were no longer there. And one would wonder that these people, why were they there at this particular time of one's life? Probably that was when God wanted them to be in your life. So for people like that, I don't really blame them. But one thing I know that I would not really call them shelter or friends, because I know that they were just there for a particular time, a season of your life. They may not be there to be there for the rest of your life. And I also believe that that's how life is. People may not be there. Even the ones that we call good times and bad time friends now, there might be a time in life that you would not even see them again. I know that there's this for what is for life for ride, or what they call my ride and die or something kind of friendship, yes. But I also, there's also this the place of change. There's also the place of, they say that change is what's that word, that thing that is not constant, that is never constant, the place of change. So things might be, everybody, you might be on that plane with those people at this time, but that's what, enjoy that moment, because you are not sure of what tomorrow, not because there are even times that not because those people want to go, but you know that life happens to people, and then probably the word DEATH, I don't know what to use, that happens to them. What would you do? You move on, not because they do not want to be there, but life happened to them. So that's some of the things that I would like to share. Good, they are friends for good times, they are friends for good bad times, but the constant ones are the ones who are there for good times and bad times. The ones for good times, God placed them there during that time to help you. They probably, you just they're in that season of your life. The ones for bad times, God placed them there to also help you in that season of your life. But the ones that, whether good or bad, those ones are the ones to be called friends. And also know that it's not constant. Life isn't constant. Change happens in life. And then people change, not because they want to change, because life happens to people in different ways. And that can cause changes in forms that we do not even expect, in forms that we do not even think of. We're talking about trust and betrayal in relationships, and we've talked about friendships, we've talked about red flags, we've talked about green flags, we've talked about, and I've asked 2 questions. Again, I'm going to ask, have you ever been betrayed by someone you trust or someone you call a friend? Can you share your experience with us? Please leave it in the comment section. The other question I asked is, does betrayal come only from people we call friends? Does betrayal come from people who we believe are close knit with us? Can betrayal come from someone who we are just, we know each other, maybe acquaintances that we would call them? Can we also call that betrayal? I'm learning, I want to learn those ones. So that one in particular, I want to know. Not, I just want to know, expand my knowledge on that. That's why I'm asking that one. And then when friends turn to foes, what are the reasons that friendship can turn to something else? Are there reasons? In the first place, would we say that there was friendship there from inception? Can friendship ever turn to foes? You know, sometimes when you are not in a situation, you can't ever understand it. There are times like, sometimes you used to wonder that these people, they said they were close friends, they're like, you would even be calling them 5 and 6, and then you hear that something happens between them, they are no longer close, and then you'll be wondering, how did it get to that stage? How did it get to that stage? But these are things that you would never understand if you have never been there. So can friendship turn to when friends turn to foe, can friendship turn to frenemies? There's a possibility of that, but then it has to, because there's no relationship that it's one person's job, one person's responsibility. It has to be from this person and it has to be from that person. Put the two together to form something good. But when it looks like it's coming from one particular side, of course there's going to be a crack. And then, because if one is well laid, the other part is not fully laid, is not well laid, it will get to a point that something will happen. So there's a possibility of friendship turning to frenemies. But then it's also our responsibilities as humans. If we want something good, we should also be able to give something better. If we want something if you want something great, you should also be prepared to give something great. You are not just expecting. Friendship is not parasitic. It has to be, you do your part, the other person is doing their part. If you want good friends, you have to be a good friend. If you want good relationship, you have to be a good person as well. Not like this person has to, my friends have to be A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. How much of those things are you yourself requesting all of that from someone? So if you are not able to do that, then I think it's not fair of you. It's so unfair for you to be requiring something that you cannot give from someone. And how does betrayal affect self-esteem? It's not something good that you want to talk about. It's not something good that you want to experience. Yes, betrayal can affect human self-esteem, because at some point you would sit down and then be thinking about your life, that what exactly did I do? Why did this person behave this way to me? Why did this person say this to me? Why did this person decide to manage a situation like this? There are things like you start thinking about it, and sometimes you would think that probably the fault was from you. And in that case, when you are thinking that something is from you, probably you are not good enough at some point, or you've not given your best, it might affect your self-esteem, because you would be struggling with your personality. Like, you would want to force yourself to be who you are not meant to be, or who you are not called to be, because you want to see that this person did this and I'm going to show this person, there are things like situation like that. Betrayal can turn you to if you're not careful, betrayal will turn you to something that you don't want to be, or you never thought that you could be. So it takes a lot of self-determination. It takes a lot of discipline. It takes a lot of awareness of yourself, that no, this is not who I am. This is not who I want to be. For you not to lose yourself when you are being betrayed. Yes, life happens to people. Things happen to us, but we have to be deliberate. We have to be determined. We have to be aware of who you are called to be. You have to be aware of your own person, because someone has proven to you that they are A, B, C, D, E. Does not mean you should also be on that level with them. Does not mean you should also be on that. People will talk, of course, but you know who you are, and you don't want to be called a name that is not yours. Of course, you just build yourself, face your life, and let such things go. So, yes, betrayal affects self-esteem. It can affect self-esteem, but it's your responsibility as a person to not let that ruin you. It is your responsibility as a person, because sometimes you wonder, like, this person has said this person has betrayed me, this person has gone behind me to take the job, this person has gone behind me to take my relationship, and then you're stepping out the next day, you are looking like someone who is not good enough. You feel like the whole world is looking at you. But Baba, you like my girlfriend there. Okay, that was the lady that they got the job from. And then you feel like, oh, the whole world is on you. But it is your responsibility to not let that pull you down. It is your responsibility to not be overwhelmed about what people will say, about how people see you, about what people talk about you. It is your responsibility to show up every day. Whether showing up doesn't have to be 100%. Just make sure that you are showing up for yourself, not for the world. Because whatever happens to you, the world would move on. Whatever you are doing, you should just make sure that you are doing it for yourself. You show up for yourself. Yeah, maybe in an extent you show up for the world, because you have a responsibility to the world as well. You have people who you want to impact positively. Yes, but the main purpose of showing up should be you. So because they say that whether you do something, they are watching. Whether you don't do, they are watching. So whether they are watching or they are not watching, you continue to do what you think is good for you, because they will talk, whether you like it or not. So you show up for yourself and not for people. And what are the kind of things we can count as betrayal? I think I mentioned some of them, like gossiping, cheating, backbiting. Some people would not even just gossip about you. The kind of things they will say about you, when you look at yourself, you'll be wondering that, did God create another person that looks like me and is behaving in this manner that this person has just talked about? And then you'll be wondering, is this really me that this person has talked about like this? Yeah, so those are kind of betrayals. But would not let would not let that overwhelm us. We'll be mindful of who we are, what we want to do. Do we forgive when people betray us? Is there a possibility of forgiveness? Of course. How do they always say that saying? To err is human, to forgive is divine. Of course, we all have capacity to forgive. We all have the capacity to forgive. It might take time. It might not be easy. It might even have to make us sacrifice some things. But we all have the capacity to forgive. So when people betray us, we are able to forgive. If there's someone who has hurt you, if someone who has betrayed you, if someone who you have given your best to and has ghosted you, and then you feel like this person, you're going to, want to pay them back in their coin, of course. Some people even want to pay more than the coin that what they have done to you. I think there's a place of forgiveness. Sometimes in my life, I also think like, when I hear people do some things, or when I watch some movies and say that this person hurt you, and then what you want to do as revenge is to make the person leave the hurt for you. Because I don't want to use the word, you want the person to leave the hurt for you. And then I'm wondering, like, when this person leaves the hurt, what is left? Nothing again. So what joy is it? Is there something else that adds to your life when the person eventually leaves the hurt for you? Or you want the person to be groaning in pain, and you're looking at the person and you're happy and you are smiling. So after you're happy, you see the person and you're happy, what other joy does it bring to you? Yes, people might have hurt us, people might have offended us, they might have betrayed us, but we have the capacity to forgive. Not because of them, but because of ourselves. Because if we do not forgive, we are putting ourselves in a kind of in a place of not moving forward, in a box. We are boxing ourselves, because there's something like you're always going back to check, has this person moved on? Because you don't want them to move on. Even you are stuck. Because if someone is not moving on, you don't want someone to move on. Would you move on? No. You would also be checking on the person. Has the person moved on? Or if you left someone at 5 and you're at 10, how would you be seeing someone that is at 5? That means you would also be stuck at 5. You won't be able to move on. So that's one reason we have to forgive. We have to let go. We have to let the person live their life. Life is just so funny. Like, you don't want someone to live their life. How is that one affecting you? How is that one affecting your own joy? So there's a capacity to forgive, regardless of whatever anyone has done to us. It might take us a lot of time. It might take us a lot of effort. We have to really be intentional about it. But we all have capacity to forgive. And when we forgive, does the person have to come back into our space? That's the place of setting boundaries. We do not have to build a wall. If you want to build a wall, if you want to build a wall, you can. If you want, if you don't mind fencing out other people in that place, of course, you can build a wall, but building a wall would not help. But we can set boundaries. We can say that, okay, we have come to this stage of our friendship, and I think because of this that have happened before, not because I do not forgive, but because I do not want it to happen again. I do not want a repeat of this. And then please, there's only how much you can go. There's only how much we can go together. There's only how much we can do together. And then that's the place of setting boundaries. We set our boundaries. This how far I can go with this person. This is how far I want this person to know about me. This is how far. So that's the place of setting our boundaries. And then the ones who call our friends are the ones who we see in good times and in bad times. Talked about is betrayal forgivable? Yes, we all have the capacity to forgive. That's the extent of human. You don't know how much this our human being can go. If you have not been somewhere, you don't know how much you can actually go deeply. They say that necessity is the mother of invention. If something has not really happened, you don't know what you can take until it happens to you. And that's why it's not good to judge from afar. It's not good to look at people and feel like it's because they are not good enough. It's not good to look at people and feel like it's because they've not given their best. It is because they are unwise. It is because they feel they are too smart. Until you get to that stage yourself, before you know what you yourself can do or what you cannot do. And so with some, can you be friends with someone who is friendly to someone who betrays you? That's one question I would like. That's a between me and you question. Can you be friend to someone who is friend to someone who betrays you? In mathematical equation, they would say that minus plus minus is plus. Minus plus plus. Oh no, yes, minus and plus is what? Minus. Does that also apply to human life? This person isn't my friend. This person betrays me, but this person is their friend. Does that person that is my betrayer friend, is that person my friend as well? Can that person be my friend? So does that mathematical equation, does it work with human life as well? Like minus, is it plus plus minus? Is it plus to human, or it should also be minus? Please let me know in the comment section. Is betrayal okay? We've talked about betrayal being forgivable. Of course it is. Can you be friends with someone who is friendly to someone who betrays you? That's another question that I would like us to look into. You may not want to answer it there, but I would actually appreciate it if you answer the question there. Being friends to someone who betrays you, for me, I can't be friends. So yes, you see that minus plus my plus is minus on my side. Not that we won't talk, not that I won't see you, but I know that this person is a no for me. There's so much. Even the one that is plus that's my friend and my friend. So there's you know that it takes some of us take some effort to be able to gather people like 5 and 6, that kind of friendship. Talk less of someone who is now friend with someone you think you are not, you can't trust. For me, it's a no, and I don't think that works for me. Some people would say, as long as they don't come into my space, they do their own friendship, I do my friendship, live and let live. It's the case of life, yes. But for some of us, I don't think it works for us that way. And probably have come to the end. Is there someone who is talking, who wants to share? What time is it? Okay, good. Yeah, good time to come to the end of the program. Leave your comments in the section, in the comment section. Leave your questions. Let's know where you're sharing, where you're watching from. Let's know your experience. Let's others learn. Let's learn. We don't know, someone might be listening, and what you have shared can just be something that they really want to hear. Can just, like I asked the question earlier, like, does betrayal come from people we call our friends? I really want to understand. It's not, I'm not just asking, but I just want to know. Betrayal, is it just from people we call friends, or people, or for the fact that someone does something that you do not expect from them, even if the person is not your friend? Is there betrayal as well? So I want to understand that. So someone might be watching, someone might be listening, and then that thing you've just shared, that thing you've just said might be very important, might be just the light that they need to navigate their own path. Please share, invite people, and then let's also know your experience. And before we come to the end of today, I want to put a challenge to us that in this new week, I'd like us to text someone. Let them know how important they have been to our lives, how instrumental they have been to us, and you appreciate their friendship and their trust in you. You can do that tonight. You can do that in the week. But make sure you do something. Let someone know that you appreciate them. Let someone know that you value their friendship. Let someone know that the trust that they have in you, it's not for fun. That it's something that you take very seriously. We should not just live life. Let's not take life for granted. Like, don't worry, he knows that I know him. He knows that I trust him. Especially for men, they don't want to talk. They are very not that expressive and say that, must I say it? You say it. Let the other man. I think you say that, okay, you say it to a woman. Why can't you say it to a man of like yourself? Is that person not human? And I think men are beginning to open up these days as well. Let that your friend know that you value your friendship. Let that your friend know that you appreciate the trust that they have in you. Take that as a challenge. Do that today. Do that during the week. And we have come to the end of today. Now only me talk. Well, I actually appreciate everyone who is watching, everyone who has dropped their comments, the ones who have asked questions. Thank you so much. And coming to the end of today's episode, thank you for joining. And please share. Again, I'm asking, drop your comments, drop your own stories, send a DM if you have something important to share, if you have something to speak to people as well, to share. Like I said, what you're sharing might be just the spark of light another person needs to navigate their own path. Share your experience with us, and we'll be glad that you are inspiring other lives. I think that was a good one for today. Join me again on another episode of Between You and Me, where we talk about societal issues, things are happening in the society. The society starts with the family, and then we talk about family issues as well, and everything that helps the society to be a better place. Personal experiences as well, where other people can listen and then understand how to go about their own issues. On that note, I'm going to end today's episode of Between You and Me. See you again on the next episode of Between You and Me, which is it's going to be a guest coming and sharing their experience. I would like you to be there. Thank you again for joining. My name is Tolulope Ibitola, and I'm going to see you again. I'll share the notice. Have a wonderful week ahead. Have a fantastic week ahead. Be the best you can be. Live your life in a good way, and know that whether you live or you do not, people are watching, people are talking. So live the best that you can live, so that when they talk, they have something good to talk about. See you again. Have a wonderful rest of your week.